That's true.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Welcome back.
Hello, you beautiful people. My name is Davi. I'm joined by Abe and Charlie. Welcome back to another Tony Tuesday.
How you doing?
And for our viewers and listeners, we hope you guys are doing well. Just a quick heads up, this episode is also available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, specifically the discussion portion of the show.
And you can become a member to watch it uncut with us. It's $5 a month on Patreon or here on YouTube. You have to have your own copy of the episode. We'll give you the countdown, time code for the episode, and you can watch the full thing uncut with us ad-free.
And y'all, please don't forget to leave a big thumbs up on this video. And also, if you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you can be notified when we have a new upload.
Davi, welcome back.
We are back.
How you feeling, brother?
I'm good. I'm actually y'all. Thank you so much. I'm doing well.
Beautiful.
Yeah. These last was it a week and a half?
Yeah.
Almost 2 weeks. I got the flu. It wasn't fun. I don't wish that on anyone.
Bro.
Now, did you get your flu shot?
The first year I didn't get it.
You got the
Look
flu.
what happened.
Wow.
I got it last year, but this year I forgot to get it, and
You got it. The flu.
I got the flu, and it hit me. Like, when I tell you it hit me really bad, it hit me so bad. Like,
Damn.
it was awful. Some nights couldn't sleep, chills. Like, my head was hurting.
Damn.
I was like literally
Struggle bus.
Like, it was a struggle. And what sucked was that I was struggling to like even watch TV and like binge stuff.
Oh, that's rough. That's how
And,
you
like,
know it's bad when
that's the
when you
worst.
can't watch TV.
Like, I was just like, I couldn't. I just would just stare, look up. And I'm just like, I feel awful. But I was able to watch one show that finally I watched it. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, but Jury Duty.
Oh, you watch Jury Duty?
I watched Jury
It's
Duty.
funny.
And it was so funny.
It is funny.
It's on Amazon. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely watch it. It's so good.
They're gonna do season 2.
Yeah. But all right. Yeah, we're good. Thank you guys for the well wishes. And Abe and Charlie, how y'all doing?
We're good. It's
Good.
good to have you back
Exactly.
so that we don't have to do the intro and figure it out.
I'm so bad at the intro, bro. I'm not good at the intro. So just like
we
as
couldn't
long as
figure
you,
it out, bro.
as long as you can absolve me of those responsibilities, I'm chilling. Also, I want to hand up. Everybody, put your hand up right now. We gotta say sorry. Trust me. Put your hand up. Say sorry.
Oh, yes. I know why we're saying sorry.
Y'all, we did not catch that Bobby was wearing gloves. We did not realize that. We focused on the wrong part of the hit and hyper-focusing on that piece. And I'll just say this from my perspective. I feel like I can probably speak for all of us. But if you are watching us for The Sopranos and looking for expertise, insight on the mob and mob doings, you were at the wrong channel, my guy or my girl. This is not the place for that expert analysis. We are going to mess that up. We actually rely on y'all to be able to help us catch this stuff because A, there's a lot going on. I will say B, that glove was like see-through. Like it was like
bro, he wore clear gloves to a hit. That's why I couldn't see it.
Hard to see. And it was like, there were other things pointing to it potentially being a problem. In any case, we apologize, hand up, but we do appreciate the people who help us clarify. Sorry, we focused on the wrong thing. If we're unsure at this point, hands up. You gotta take the blame when you did something wrong, and we are taking the blame. We're taking the blame.
Yes.
So we will try to be better. We'll try not to speculate on things that we're not sure of. We'll just ask the comments instead. We like to focus more on the character development, the psychological things that I think we're a little bit better at talking about, just being blunt and straightforward. But appreciate the patience y'all have, and thank you for helping us clarify that moment. And now we can lock back in for this next
proceed. But before we proceed, can you read the comments from our previous Tony Tuesday?
Yes. This first one comes from Aiko Sabre, and it says, "It's not easily visible, but I think that Bobby is wearing rubber gloves. Leaving the gun is standard practice in my knowledge, since it's probably untraceable, and as a hitman, you don't want to get caught with it. Also notice when Bobby comments on his victim's actions to the Canadian gangsters, he says, separate a child from his mother? What kind of person does this? It's ironic since Janice abandoned her son, but also in season one flashback, Tony's father threatened to take his kids to Reno without Livia. It's most likely not intentional, but I can't help but wonder that line was meant as a negative reflection on the dysfunction of the Soprano family. It's appropriate since the bullet through the hair story was brought up in the same episode. Thank you for clarifying on the the gloves. One of the few comments that did, or one of the many comments that did that. And yeah, I think this kind of dug in a little bit into the history of the Soprano family and the sense of abandonment. There are a couple things there, whether intentional or not. There's definitely parallels you can draw.
Yeah, I'll just say the things that misled me to thinking that the hit was a problem was the whole
DNA talk.
The DNA, the hollow point, whatever, bullets, and then obviously him dropping the gun and the fact that we didn't see gloves.
Yeah.
So yeah, they kept it felt like they were kind of foreshadowing something, but I guess not.
Yeah, they gave us this entire, storyline on, Tony getting caught with a gun and like all the risks, and then you have that. Like it just felt like something they were setting up.
Right.
But again, hey, we put our hand up and we admit when we're wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, if anybody was to, get the hit wrong, I feel like it would be Bobby. Like if anybody was
hand up, bro. Bobby did his job. Hand up, Bobby did his job.
He did his job.
We were wrong.
He did his job.
We were wrong.
He did his job.
All right. This next one comes from a Plutonian Rabbit, and it says, "This is my favorite episode of the show. The Monopoly scene is one of the best in all of cinema. The acting, the writing, the building of the tension to the inevitable fight, perfection."
How about that?
That's high praise, man.
How about that?
I really did enjoy that scene.
Yes.
I really did enjoy that scene.
It was a great scene.
And the last one here comes from Untitled Torch, and it says, "Had a terrible day at work. Completely forgot it's Tony Tuesday. Seeing this video definitely improved my mood just now. Thank you, Redox Cinema, for coming through and always providing quality videos when you upload." Man, appreciate you for that. Yeah. Sorry for letting you down last Tuesday, but hopefully you look forward to this upload, and we're back on schedule here. What else can we talk about? Oh, we are planning. We are behind schedule because we didn't realize how things were creeping up. Yearly, we usually do a live stream covering the Academy Awards, the Oscars, and that is this Sunday. Thank you, Davi, for reminding us. We did a lot of like little production things, and last year. Film some skits or whatever. We're not gonna have time for that this year, but we are gonna be hosting a live stream for the Oscars. More details to come. We'll post a community note here, post on our Instagram. So be on the lookout for that, and we hope that you do join us. We'll be live streaming on YouTube. So stay tuned for that.
Coming with my Brazil jersey. I'm still here.
Oh yeah, we gotta show out.
It's gonna be a day for Brazil. We hope Brazil leaves with one. Just one.
Just give us a little
crumb. It should be a fun Sunday. Not a fan of Emilia Perez, but.
I love that movie. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Wow.
But
better than Les Mis, actually.
But I've seen two of the Academy Award pictures this year. So I will be behind the scenes for that live stream. So
mixing and doing all that.
But we hope you guys can join us. And with that being said, Charlie, Stage 5.
Stage 5 is there.
Episode 14.
Is there such a thing as stage 5 cancer? Or is it stage 4?
I don't know.
Anywho,
I'm not a doctor.
I'm
not an expert. It's my favorite bit, by the way. Everybody does it.
Now I wonder Bobby's development and what's the aftermath of what happened. How is he going to feel it mentally and also physically as well?
I mean, you saw at the end, he like embraced his daughter.
Yeah.
I feel like
as we know, it was this magic moment. Mm-hmm. Those are two things that I'll never forget, the use of Take 5 and this magic moment in that episode. Just like two very intentional choices of music.
Yeah. People watching, what's your favorite Sopranos moment in terms of music? What's your favorite scene in the show?
I think that Take 5 scene, the Monopoly scene.
That last episode, use of music was done very
phenomenal.
Well. Yeah. Very well. So I wonder, I have to go back and already rewatch the show because
there's so much.
Because there's so many great moments, specifically with the use of music.
Yeah, it's hard to remember from the early seasons, to
so
be
let
honest.
us know in the comments.
Is this Angie or
it could be
body shop?
Body shop.
But we got a guy with a gun?
So it just makes me wonder, is this a dream?
Where are you?
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
I think that's the most gore we've seen in this show.
Holy. Uh-oh.
He's next.
I'm going to blow this place up. What is this?
Oh, is this a horror movie?
Oh, definitely. Oh, it's the Cleaver. It's the Cleaver movie, bro. It's Christopher's movie.
Welcome to the Chop Shop, Eugene.
Eugene.
You can't kill me twice, Sally boy. I'm already f***ing dead, remember?
I'm the boss, Michael. What you had belongs to me.
Horrible fall.
This is mine too, Sally. Now you can have it.
It's not bad. It's better than I expected it to be. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
Say it right now.
Ben Kingsley. Danny Baldwin took him to fucking acting school.
Oh, is that a Baldwin?
Yeah, it's
It
a
looked like a
Baldwin.
Baldwin.
Yeah,
Mr. Sacramone, how are you today?
Isn't that for you to tell me?
I wish I had better news. Based on the latest pictures, the cancer has continued to metastasize from the lungs. We now show masses in the mediastinal lymph nodes, both kidneys, and the brain.
So the lobectomy, radiation, goddamn chemo, what was all that? For kicks?
Those were our options at the time.
Now, what are our options?
Limited to the extent that I wouldn't recommend any. At this point, we're looking at stage 4 small cell carcinoma of the lungs.
And there's no stage 5.
That's correct.
There's your answer, Charles.
Yeah.
How long?
Difficult to say. I have seen miracles over the years.
Forget the miracles.
3 months.
Holy moly.
Can you file for like a getting out sort of thing if you have 3 months to live? Petition for
Yeah.
release?
Thank you for your candor. We have a plane back to Springfield. I got here. I quit smoking after 38 years. Exercised. Ate right. And for what?
Even still, it was the right move.
What was the right move?
Stopping smoking.
Oh, I thought it was him smoking again.
Yeah, I was going to say, just in the background. Yeah. You might as well light up now.
What did Rosen say?
How's the hotel? You all settled in?
It's fine.
How you, Angel? You look beautiful.
I'm good. Eric sends his love.
That's nice.
John, what about Rosen?
I don't know, sweetie. I'm very, very sick.
Oh my God.
Don't cry. You don't have to make it any harder than it is, huh?
No physical contact, please.
Oh my gosh.
That's so stupid.
I love you, John.
I love you too.
Daddy.
Ladies, no contact.
You come back, you see me again tomorrow, we have more time, huh?
John is like a scummy guy in the mob and whatever, but like he's probably one of the better family men in this entire story. So this is definitely a hard watch.
And they did a good job making him look just awful.
Yeah.
Could I bum one of those?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Might as well.
I had a feeling.
Screw it.
Speed up the process, right?
He said, oh, there's no stage 5. I'm going to make a stage 5. Keep this.
Oh gosh.
It's what they call a cast and crew screening.
That beard is crazy, bro.
I know.
It's crazy.
Man looks like a member of NSYNC or something. Backstreet Boys.
I'm telling you, it's not dress up.
Speaking of dress up,
Uh-oh.
you all right?
Heartburn?
You taking a date to the screening?
If I can meet a normal guy, maybe.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
I mean, she's back from California.
No, but Finn.
I don't intend to discuss Finn.
This is
That's
news.
new, yeah.
Hey, screw the movie. I just want to hang with celebs.
Why? You think you're gonna get to sleep with Paris Hilton?
Oh.
Not the sass already.
Where are you going?
The bathroom. Jesus.
Hey, man, you decided to date a Latina. This is what you got to deal with.
Keep an eye on his temp and we'll finish out the week on the Sefton. You rest now, I'll see you in the morning.
He should be on heparin.
Excuse me?
Listen to him. Check his ABG.
I'm gonna have to ask you again to not interfere, Warren.
So what are you, the world's smartest orderly?
These days I am. 22 years of practicing oncologist, specializing in cancers of the liver.
Why the hell's he in order?
Yeah.
I killed my wife.
Oh.
Not that it's any justification. I had reason to suspect she was cheating on me with her chiropractor.
Jesus.
Granted, I was abusing cocaine at the time and alcohol, but came home one day, shot her 4 times, twice in the head.
Wow.
I killed her aunt, too.
I'm going to say you might as well. Add on T.
And the mailman. At that point, I had to fully commit.
Brother, you went on a spree.
I've been accused of being part of a certain Italian-American subculture.
Hey, I know who you are. I meant, what's wrong with you? But I wanted to meet you, actually.
Is he going to get a second opinion from this guy?
I take it you've done chemo. Mind if I take a look at your chart? Oh, you've seen Rosen.
They let me fly to Cleveland, my expense, you know?
I saw him speak once at an ASCO conference in Georgia.
I was going to say it's a load of horseshit.
Actually, very few people know this, but he really can't walk on water. What was his prognosis?
3 months.
With the treatment you've had?
What do you mean?
You got a window of 1 to 3 years.
What about the metastasis?
2 rounds of paraplatin, docetaxel, and platinol, concurrent with radiation. Come on, any cancer inside you slowed to a crawl.
Why is he so fucking negative?
We tell a patient 3 months, he lives a year. Who looks like a hero?
It's true. I always want to under-promise, over-deliver.
So he's gained some time.
Kind of blows, though, because if you only think you have 3 months, then, like, you have, like, this impending doom in your head forever.
Yeah.
And once you get past the 3 months, you just feel like you're going to die any second.
As I told you, my partner and I are with the Joint Terror Task Force now.
This guy.
Yeah.
Let's talk terror funding. Most of it comes about through a legal enterprise. Our pitch is this, and it's the same we gave to Christopher Moltisanti. maybe never mentioned it. If you or any of your people ever heard of anything going down, Middle Easterners, Pakistanis, you'd be helping us a lot if you let us know.
I think there's a word for that.
Your daughter takes pre-med classes in New York? She uses the tunnels?
Now he's concerned because he brought that up. But he does know those two guys that have been at the Bing a lot with the credit card thing. I wonder if he could work some deal.
And bring up the paper with her. Or she can go clean somebody else's fucking toilets.
What happened?
It's too dangerous. Has been for years.
To go pick the paper up? Feds aren't just going to roll up every single day when you're waiting for the paper.
Welcome to the premiere of Cleaver, the story of a young man who goes to pieces, then manages to find himself again.
They're gonna like this movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, my co-EP, Christopher Moltisanti, and our director, Morgan Yam.
Yo, he's aged so much throughout this show.
Who, Christopher?
Yeah, Michael Imperioli.
You should see him in the White Lotus. He looks old.
Anthony Soprano, everybody.
All right, go.
This guy thought he was gonna get... We got a time jump, like a significant time jump here.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Cell phone's off, and hope you like the movie.
Oh no, not the director.
Not the
Poor guy.
director. Crazy.
Not the AMC employee taking the mic away from him. They're gonna hate this, aren't they?
Locked.
He's locked in, bro. Paulie likes it.
You don't know what?
That's literally Tony's basement.
But we can't really prove it.
Oh, so you gonna argue with me now?
Oh, it's just, I mean...
Oh, I don't think Tony's gonna like this. Oh, he's laughing.
I didn't ask you what you fucking think.
This is literally Tony. The robe and everything.
Duh.
You gotta relax.
At the club.
Wedding's in 2 days.
This entire movie is a RICO case. The entire movie.
He's just...
This is how they got young Doug, bro.
He's telling.
They're really telling you yourself.
Is this supposed to be a...
That's Tony and Adriana. Oops. Uh-oh.
What? I'll give you what? Come here. Fucking boss, down in the cellar, white bathrobe. Where'd you get that? I don't know. Artistic choice. Seriously, though, I'm very proud. Whatever else happens, you made a movie, Christopher. Nobody can take that away.
Lorenzo Parisi.
Hey, how you doing, my friend? You getting enough to eat?
Brian Raleigh, U.S. Marshals Service. Terms of your bail confine you to your home, sir.
Oh, yikes.
Call a fucking lawyer.
Excuse us. Excuse us.
Hey, it's good publicity for the movie. No BS.
John's in the cancer ward. She's down the road in some fucking motel.
Poor prick. Prison's not bad enough. Fucking lung cancer to boot.
Tell me about it. Quintuple bypass. Then the infection, 7 months of physical therapy. Just now starting to get back to myself again.
But all in all, we're lucky fucks. I tell myself that every day. So now you're back. How about you straighten that family out?
Not for me, Anthony. Obviously, health-wise, being a boss is a young man's game.
Between the joint fitters and the carpenters, those envelopes are light over 10% each week.
I feel it too.
Well, word on the street is Jerry's a favorite to take over.
He's my protege. I don't stand in his way.
Oh, there's your ringing endorsement.
So we were discussing the apparent mob power vacuum here in New York City. Are you shocked that there's still no successor to John Sacramone?
Not really. I mean, the last 10, 12 years, that's been a dysfunctional family.
And as Jerry said earlier, there are several viable candidates.
Crazy. They talk about this like reality TV.
You also have Gerardo Jerry Tosciano. Also Faustino Doc Santoro, who I believe is the frontrunner. Then,
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Carmine Lupertazzi Jr.
I was about to, Manny, before you interrupted.
In fact, if you take a look at my book...
Oh, my God.
Oh, invest.
He loves this shit, dude.
No, he does. And then Melfi accused him of that.
Yeah, she was right.
Reason I asked you here today, she's a bright kid, your sister. But business, my life insurance, I want to put her on a monthly stipend.
Probably a good idea.
And all the doctors agree. But if I do only have a few months, I want to take care of all this now.
Wait a second. Which doctor doesn't agree?
Feldman, the guy I told you about.
The wife murderer?
He's still a doctor, Anthony. He was a highly respected oncologist.
I know, but John...
He reviewed my case. He says I could hang on for years.
You're right. He still has the knowledge. I mean, OJ's no less of a running back, right?
What a comparison.
I was about to say that.
How will I be remembered?
A wonderful husband, a loving father.
On the street, though, I mean.
From what I know, you were well liked, John. Respected across the board. Despite the allocution, even. God knows guys have actually named names for a hell of a lot less than what you were looking at. The only negative...
Oh.
What?
That he pled guilty.
When Carmine died and you took over, people felt you changed. Became a little trigger happy, maybe. A hothead.
But he'll like that.
God forbid any of them would find themselves in that position. It's a thankless job.
Tony had said that too, right?
Hey, they got mugs.
So they ended up being able to keep the name.
Or they're in the middle of a lawsuit.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, is she going to bring up the movie?
It's the Adriana thing, too.
Portrayal of that guy in the movie.
What guy?
The boss, Tony.
What about him?
It was based on you.
I know, you said. The yelling.
No, it wasn't just the yelling.
Invitation to form a flattering.
You think that was flattering?
It was okay. A tough prick, that Baldwin.
What about the girlfriend?
What girlfriend?
The Cleaver guy, the lead character, his entire motive for revenge.
I don't know, you lost me, Cone.
Sally Boy, the boss, he f***ed the guy's fiancée.
The thing with Adriana?
Oh, I see.
I told you it never fucking happened.
Well, apparently your nephew feels otherwise. Roe pointed it out to me, but if she saw it, that means other people did.
It's a movie. It's fictional.
It's a revenge fantasy, Tony, which ends with the boss's head split open by a meat cleaver.
Foreshadowing?
Yeah, and he went way over his head.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I was shocked that he didn't pick up on it, I'm not going to lie.
And also, Christopher's stupid as hell for making it the way he did.
that's wild.
Could have been a lot more subtle.
So, what'd you think of the movie? You know, Chrissy's the last person I would have confused with Marty. But I gotta say,
No ways comparing him to.
You get one horror movie and it's
Literal.
Scorsese comparison.
that Baldwin was pretty good, huh? He was a mean f***, I'll give him that. And that girl that played the fiancée, she was hot. No, the one he was f***ing.
Huh.
He's not going to say it.
I'm watching that movie Edward Scissorhand when, boom, all of a sudden it hits me. What if instead of a pair of scissors, it's a meat cleaver instead?
Oh.
Shoot him, McGavin.
So what is he doing here with Christopher?
He's on a break from the tour. Gotta get back on and get his ass kicked by a Happy Gilmore. Assuming sponsor.
I hope you're taking the time to reflect on all this. Savor the good stuff.
Yeah. No, I am.
Wasn't he dead set that he was gonna have a son at one point?
Mm-hmm.
There's my other sober buddy.
Is that an FBI guy?
Your tax dollars at work.
Does he follow you around all the time?
They drop in and out. It's fun.
Look, seriously, think where you were just 3 months ago. You came into that meeting, you were so f***ed up you could barely talk. And that woman friend was even worse.
Oh yeah, the real estate agent.
Pull back a little. Steer clear of old habits, same people.
Must be hard, though. Give me your lifestyle.
They already misinterpret I don't want to hang around so much.
Have you explained how hard it is to be around alcohol? How familiar surroundings set it off?
They don't give a f***.
That's a good point.
There you are. We went... John, what the hell are you doing?
What?
You're smoking.
So?
Daddy, you're on oxygen.
Well, the doctor who killed his wife said it's fine.
Calm down. I don't f***ing believe you.
What have I got to lose, Jen? What's the difference?
You told me Dr. Feldman doesn't agree with the others.
Yeah, well,
Miracles do happen, John.
not to this family, they don't.
You know, it's that kind of attitude that probably brought this on in the first place.
You're gonna start with that again? What about all these 6-year-olds with leukemia? What's that from? All their negative thinking?
Yep. Hack up a lung, that's the solution.
All due respect, he's a great guy, Doc, but boss material.
Important things, we all work together. Whoever winds up in the driver's seat.
Phil, though, I'll never get it. The man was my mentor. It was right there for the taking.
It's hard, Jerry. What's he gonna do?
That's my point, though. What you just said. Johnny goes away, it's Phil's turn in the driver's seat, and his heart gives out.
I know. What?
It's a metaphor. He lost his balls, is what I'm saying.
He had a life or death experience? That's crazy.
What's the name of that Sangiovese we had at Quattro Gatti? The night you...
What the hell just happened? Oh. What the hell?
How the hell is this dude still alive?
They were shooting him like on the shoulder, it looked like.
Let's go.
Who the hell?
Bro.
Do you think Syl had something to do with that?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
He just walked off like it was nothing. And the guy didn't target him either.
You think it's infighting with Phil and Johnny's crew? I can't tell. Who would put a hit on Jerry, who's one of the front runners to succeed?
Somebody who doesn't like the idea.
Carmine Jr.? Like what?
My question is it internal to that crew or is it outside?
I can see now Doc Santoro uses one of my guys as a diversion. Syl could have got hurt.
So
Doc showed a lack of respect.
There you go.
Told you. It was him.
It wasn't him specifically. They said it was Doc.
But
it's that crew.
Yeah. Step up, Carmine. Get your hands around this thing. You know you got the support.
I hear you, Tony, and I'm flattered. But boss, I don't think so. Especially now that
Doc has cemented his position.
Phil was bad enough in the top spot, but him I could have lived with.
There was a time I was obsessed with being in charge. You remember.
Right, so do it.
One night around then, I had this dream. It's my pop's 100th birthday, even though he'd been dead for years. The whole family's there, grandkids, everybody. He's wearing one of these gold paper crowns, like a Burger King. Anyway, I give him his present. He opens it up, then looks at me. This gaze of absolute disappointment. There's nothing in the box. So he hands it back to me. Go fill it up, he says. Come back when I'm 200.
So go for it, Carmine. Fulfill that part of yourself.
We have this ritual in my house for years. Every night I come home from work, I strip down, jump naked in the pool. Nicole brings me a scotch and water. We sit, relax a little, talk. One night during all that fighting with John, I come home, I'm exhausted. So tired, so tense, I skip the pool. I go right upstairs, flop on the bed. Nicole comes up, she says, darling, I think it's time you took a rest. I say, we're gonna take a vacation. She says, that's not what I meant. I don't want to be the wealthiest widow on Long Island. I want you to quit. Now, I'm not ashamed to say that she made me cry. That wonderful, loving woman. That dream with my father, the empty box, wasn't about being boss. It's about being happy.
Wow. That was a really good metaphor. Good scene. Basically like filling up your cup in the empty box.
So how you doing? Tony said you got an offer on a house you built.
2, actually, yes.
Ivana Trump.
Oh.
You know, I gotta be honest, I am very disappointed at what you did.
What are you talking about?
Your movie. The boss sleeping with the other guy's fiance.
What?
Please, like that wasn't based on Tony and Aid?
What? No. Carmela, I didn't even write it.
Story by Christopher Moltisanti. Isn't that what it said up there on the screen?
Yeah, but that's just for the Writers Guild health insurance.
Oh, really?
Come on, you can't be serious. She's an Oriental, for Christ's sake.
Oh, my God.
She left me for some other guy.
Is it any wonder? Her poor mother is so upset she's practically delusional. She is convinced herself that Aid is dead.
Her mother's an alkie. You know that.
Regardless, Christopher.
You're my cousin, and I love you, Carmela. But I don't like what you're inferring here. Either with the movie or with how I treated Adriana. Kelly comes out, tell her I went to smoke.
Not gonna lie, I feel like this is the most mature we've ever seen him handle something.
Oh, yeah.
Although he knows he's lying, but still.
Right.
I don't know if you heard, but Jerry Torchiano, he was hit last week in Brooklyn.
Who?
Jerry Torchiano was all over the news. They whacked him in some restaurant. Do you know him?
Yeah. I don't know. Good guy. It's hard to breathe.
Oh, he's done. Yeah, he's cooked.
I'll talk to Gupta, see if I can get him to up the baklava.
I'm dying already.
It's not good. I won't lie to you. Aggressiveness surprises me. I gotta concur with Rosen.
Wow. So he's going back on his prediction.
I appreciate everything you've done, Ward.
There's like no color in his face. Oh, boy.
You don't answer your phone?
Oh, no.
We got a problem. The whole sequence with Sally Boy banging the fiance, you gotta tell Tony that was your idea.
It wasn't my idea.
What are you, fucking stupid now? He probably thinks I put it in there to embarrass him.
Why did you put it in there?
It was an idea. I don't know. Who knows where they fucking come from? Isaac Newton invented gravity because some asshole hit him with an apple.
I don't get credit for my own ideas. Now I'm supposed to take responsibility for some shit that's gonna get me in trouble?
Humanitas Award? What's that?
Humanitas, from the Paulus brothers, for writing themes of socially redeeming...
Ay, ay, ay.
You see a fucking Hollywood sign out there? Maybe you talk to your agent like that, but don't ever get fucking snippy on me again.
Yeah, he handles it mature with Carmela, but woo.
Hey, let's commentate on one scene.
he had to take it out on somebody.
The scary thing was, I didn't know what happened until after the shot was fired.
That was directed so well, that scene.
Yeah.
I thought the audio got messed up.
Yeah, me too.
I thought we were having technical difficulties.
I'm looking for Chris. I'm supposed to meet him.
Here?
Mind if I wait?
Yes, sir.
So, what'd you think of Cleveland?
Oh, it's good.
The boss, Sally Boy, for example. His whole persona, I stole that from Broderick Crawford and Born Yesterday.
What's that?
Oh, he's pissed now. He's not gonna like that.
William Holden falls in love with Crawford's girlfriend, played by Judy Holliday.
The black girl, the singer. That's Billie Holiday.
Judy's character in the movie is named Billy, too, so I can see why you're confused.
I never seen it. Why would I be confused?
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Love triangle, the cuckolding of Michael sleeping with the fiancée. Very similar to the Holden-Holiday dynamic.
Nice save.
So the whole thing was your idea.
And apologies to Garson Kanin.
What happened to your head?
What?
He's too smart, bro. He knows.
Yeah.
Oh, cabinet.
If I see Chrissy, tell him you were looking for.
Now listen to you two heels. I mean business. I got too much at stake.
You go home to what? He's doing his homework.
This is the image of me he leaves to the world. Remember when he was born, I would hold him in my arms.
A lot of lack of color in his face right now, too.
All those memories are for what? All I am to him is some asshole bully.
You're hurt.
His dad, Dickie, was like my me to him.
A mentor.
Yeah, but more than that.
Wow.
A friend. A fucking guy you could look up to. And the hope is that you pass that shit down, the respect and the love. And all I did for this fucking kid, and he fucking hates me so much.
I'm sure on some level he loves you too.
Yeah? Take that home. Judge for yourself. Last 5 minutes should answer that question.
I'm not going to do that.
Not a horror fan?
It's what you think that matters.
I think he fucking despises me. Pretty obvious. Wants to see me dead.
Without invalidating your feelings, is it possible that on some level you're reading into all this?
I've been coming here for years. I know too much about the subconscious now.
Wow. What a scene.
Look, sweetie, you're nice and clean like you like them.
Mommy, he can't really hear you.
You're right here by the bed.
Yeah, he's just going to get up and put those things on.
My
What, baby? You're what? Want more morphine, Daddy?
mother
Grandma? What, Daddy? Is he hallucinating?
is here.
No, he could be. Sometimes they see people who've passed.
John, look at me, baby.
There's no heart monitor?
I guess not. I
You
mean,
want
it's
a
not
cigarette,
a
baby?
cigarette.
John?
You lock right back in. Crazy.
Cigarette, and this man starts moving his eyes.
That's wild. You said what?
How's John?
That's why I'm here, Tony.
Passed.
John passed away late this morning.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I only wish.
He's a great guy, John. Sorry for your loss. What are you gonna do?
I beat cancer, but it took him out. Ride the painted pony, let the spinning wheel glide. Huh?
I won't harm him.
We're here to celebrate what would have been my brother's, your uncle's 47th birthday.
Blow it out for him.
47 is so young.
I don't think this is for
It's
Johnny.
for,
it's for the other guy, Frankie, right?
He said something about Billy. Jerry? Is this for Jerry?
No. I'm forgetting his name, bro. We had his whole arc in season 1. And I mean, in 6A.
He
For
said
Sal?
Billy.
Huh?
For Sal? Or not Sal? Yeah, isn't it Sal?
Oh,
Right
yeah.
there.
It's right there.
Oh, no, it's for Jerry.
Jerry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't that Jerry? Am I crazy? Too many people died.
Yeah. I'm lost here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, because he said Billy, unless that's a nickname for him.
Hand up. Don't know what this
Sorry,
sub
guys.
is for. Hey,
So sorry. We shall Google after.
this is Jerry. He's talking about
Okay,
Jerry,
okay.
right? 47.
So I don't think they've gotten the news of Johnny yet. At least it seems that way.
That cocksucking piece of shit, Tony Soprano's cousin,
He's still on Tony B.
murdered Billy. And what did I do about it?
So it sounded like this is Jerry's event, but they were also honoring Billy.
Leotardo. That's my fucking legacy.
He ain't leaving the mob.
No more of this.
Oh, he's leaving. He wants to quit. Yeah. Because look, all the bosses
It's
gone, like dead.
Miss Johnny.
Interesting song choice here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the feeling I'm left after watching this episode. And I don't know. I feel very eerie. I feel kind of
unsettled.
Yes. Like something strange, something like it just seems like we're heading towards a very unpredictable route where I feel like everyone's fate is just in question. And I'm going back to what Carmine Jr.'s wife said to him. And it's like, I don't want to be a widow anymore. You know, I don't want to be a widow anymore. But she says like, I don't want to
be the richest widow.
I don't want to be the richest widow of Long Island.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, is like, are all these women going to just be left alone? Like, is everyone just going to die? That's what I'm feeling like. There's just so much hate, so much. It seems like there's no resolution. And I feel like the resolution is everyone just getting whacked. And I'm wondering, starting with Charlie, what was your feeling with this episode overall? Also, that specific final scene, what were you left with after watching that?
I mean, I think the episode itself really stood. It was kind of just showing what you just said. Like, the mob life is not easy. Being the boss is not easy. And there's obviously consequences and risks, right? You could get hit at any moment. Just look at the guy that what's his name? Jerry?
Jerry, yeah.
He got hit in the middle of a restaurant. And he wasn't even the boss yet. He was about to be. Or he was next in line for it. So you can see how, you always have to keep watching your back, and it can be a very, very stressful life. Yeah. And then you leave behind wife, kids, rest of your family. It's sad. So you can see, I think Tony contemplating it. We saw Phil basically saying, like, I'm done. Yeah. And I don't know if it's probably just everything that's happening around them, plus age as well. They start to become more appreciative, plus the things that they've gone through, right? Phil with the heart attack, Tony with getting shot and being in a coma. All of that has an effect on their perspective of how they want to live the rest of their life. So, yeah, that's what I got from it. And the ending there with Christopher, I don't know. that
aggressive hug.
Yeah, and Christopher had a weird expression in his eyes. I couldn't really read him, but it almost was like, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but
no, say what
you can say. Yeah,
I don't know. It's almost like it almost felt like a gotcha, or not gotcha, but like almost like a relief, or like or like I tricked you or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, like he bought it, right? In terms of like the guy explaining,
right.
I hear what you're saying.
Or he feels, I think he probably thinks that it worked, and he feels at ease now. So, I think Tony. I don't think it's gonna be the end of that. The end of this whole feud between, or not feud, but like this. I don't know, the tension between Tony and Christopher. It's not over.
Right.
I think it's gonna get worse.
There's gonna be a big blow up, I think, at some point.
Yeah.
Which they cards at the table.
And I think Tony is. I think Tony might do something bad. Something stupid.
The energy just feels so off. It just feels.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
And everything else we've seen in this episode is people backstabbing each other, and then they show the bosses over there, like above the
bar,
and the guy's ashes and stuff, and it's like bosses /
death
was supposed to be future boss, death, whatever, and then Christopher and Tony hugging
at a christening,
and
life versus death,
right? And obviously we know Christopher is meant to be his successor, and so we will see where that goes, because by the looks of it, not good.
Yeah, I got a feeling about the overall theme of this episode, and I'm kind of just thinking out loud here, but I'm curious what you guys think. The overall feeling that I'm left with is, what's the point? Like, every character is in that mode of what's the point. And I think we ended the episode seeing that with Phil Leotardo, essentially being like, I stayed in prison for 20 years. I kept my mouth shut for these jackasses that are here. Guy who, killed my protege, kid who was like a son to me, essentially. Tony B killed killed Billy, my family, whatever. And he's like, there's no point, essentially. Like, all of this fighting for what? Or all of this, like, I had such a commitment to this life, and what has it resulted in me? Or resulted. Johnny Sack, in prison in the medical facility, talking about how he quit smoking at, years and years ago, and for what? Still ended up in the same fate, right? To the point where he starts to smoke, almost just accepting his fate in that moment, right? Like, there is no point, so you might as well just, accept your fate, right? From Tony's perspective, his entire relationship with Christopher, all of the effort that he's put in, all of the effort that he has put into almost like raise him like a son and be that mentor to him, for what? Because he feels like Christopher hates him. He no longer thinks that Christopher can be his successor, and I think that other people also see that because of the things that we saw, a couple of themes that we saw in this episode. Christopher can't be around alcohol. Christopher can't be around the Bing, can't be around the different bars, the clubs, the whatever. So how is he going to be boss? The people aren't seeing him in that way. So Tony is probably also thinking like, damn, I put all this effort into grooming somebody for what? I also thought the scene with Jerry and Syl, where Jerry gets whacked, was very interesting because they were talking about, Jerry was talking about like, Phil, he didn't have the balls. His heart was giving out. If we recall, what happened to Syl when he had to step into those shoes? This man starts getting panic attacks.
Yep.
So it's like everybody who tries to step up in that position, or I'll give one last example, Carmine Jr. and Davi already kind of talked about this, but it was like once he realized all of the effort and the exhaustion and the pain that the life of being boss would bring to him, his wife called it out and realized that it was absolutely not worth it. And he is one of the few people who realized that before he put too much into it to where he couldn't get anything back in his life. And to me, that was the overarching theme of this episode, is we see so much of people reconciling with the choices that they've made and realizing that either there was no point or there's like impending doom coming at some point. And no matter what, there's no real fixing it.
Yeah. And it just makes me wonder, because I think there's one thing that will keep these guys still coming back. And I think it's pride.
Yeah.
Like
pride, money.
Pride is the devil. Like it is like something, I don't know, it just it has a grip on them. And it makes me wonder that scene with Phil. And I wonder if, I don't think it's him necessarily saying I'm out. It's him being like, I have a foot in, but also have a foot out. And do I take both? Do I completely remove myself? But at the end of the day, look at what Tony B did to my family. Look at what happened here. Look what happened there. So it seems like they can never truly escape, what the life that they live in. It's just tough because of pride. There's many other factors, but I think pride is the overarching thing that just keeps these guys fueled and just makes them want to just keep going and going and going.
And it's also like their downfall is their pride, right? I think one of the smaller themes.
So sorry, guys.
No, you're good. One of the smaller themes in this episode, or little storylines, but I think it also tied in with the theme, was the doctor, I think Feldman or Warren, who's like the orderly, and we understand that he's now an orderly because he ended up, he was this world-renowned renowned doctor of oncology for 20 plus years, and then he kills his wife, he kills this person. Why? Because of pride, right? Because somebody took what was his, or somebody messed with his relationship, or all that stuff, and he had to he had to downgrade in life, and it was affected by his pride at the end of the day. And I think it's also his pride that led him to mislead Johnny in letting him think that he had more time than he did. And he had to swallow his pride at the end to let him know, like, I don't think you have much more going on. So there's so many little things in this story that I think tie in well together to give you kind of an overarching theme of that. But I'm curious of people's comments, if they agree or if they saw a different theme.
Yeah. Again, we finally got to see the film.
Cleaver.
And it had a negative impact on Tony, Carmela, and this. It continues to showcase the dynamic between Tony and Chris. And I'm just wondering, with Charlie, what are your thoughts on what we're seeing with this film and and the can of worms it has opened?
I mean, obviously, it went through right over Tony's head. The fact that the character in the movie is him, sorry, I'm just thinking of all the editing I'm gonna have to do in this episode.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm so sorry.
We'll get you the legit cross drops for next episode.
Yeah, I think, first of all, Christopher's an idiot for making it so like on the nose. Like,
oh my god,
it's so obvious. And and Tony, I guess he's just dumb in that way that he didn't see that it was him. But well, he saw that it was him in some ways.
Yeah.
Right. But he's like, oh no, that's not all me. But everybody else basically knew. Already identified with
absolutely. Ro was one of the people who called it out.
Turned around and she said,
But to what you were saying, just really quick, the only thing I could think about with that movie was like, this is a RICO case right here. Like, go ahead. Like, the feds would use this to try to build a case on exactly what has happened and what has gone down. Obviously, there's a lot of fiction in there, but so many of those things, I was like, this is literally a scene that we have seen in the show already. So I don't think anything is going to really come of it, but it's just funny to me.
Yeah.
Johnny Sack, that was heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah.
It was just really devastating. But I think, Abe, you touched on it. You talked about, I think what specifically stood out to me was him going back to smoking. But I'm wondering, I feel like all of this is just, it connects with the entire theme of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think we've discussed it already, but I'm just wondering, specifically looking at Johnny Sack and everything that he went through in this series, what's something that you remember of him and his character, and what stands out to you of the development that we got of Johnny Sack?
Yeah, I think we saw a guy who had kind of a rise and fall very quickly. Rose to power once Carmine died, and then very quickly, declined in terms of the infighting with his crew versus Soprano crew, internal fighting in his crew, and then obviously the indictment and all that stuff. But I think the thing that stuck out to me in this episode in particular was the parallel between Johnny Sack and Tony. And I think that, both of them came to the what's the point moment in this episode, both for different reasons. Obviously, Johnny is dying. But like just visually, one of the things that I recognized was, as Johnny was getting sicker, we saw, the color leave his body and like leave his face, right? When his family is visiting and that kind of thing. And then I was very caught by the scene with Tony and Dr. Melfi, where Tony's face feels very visually lacking color. And then it flips to Melfi. You can see, like, she looks normal. So to me, it was almost a parallel of like both these bosses or former boss, like, crumbling under this existential what's the point moment of Johnny trying to understand, what his life was for, why he ended up even quit smoking in the first place if he was just going to end up dying this way, whatnot. And Tony being like, why did I put all this effort in with this kid if he was just going to hate me anyway? And I just found that so interesting to see kind of the parallel between these two men that have sought after power so much and look at the result. Clearly it's draining. Clearly it's something that harms and is exhausting. And I think that was a deliberate parallel for me in this episode. And I think Johnny Sack is his end is a little bit of a foreshadowing of the end of every boss. You will die, and a lot of the effort that you put in, will it have been worth it, is a question that you'll be asking yourself. And I think that that's something that we will potentially see with Tony as the season.
He said something that Tony has said before as well. I think it's a thankless job.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so. And you can see it.
Yep.
Even at the end there, I don't know if it's because they weren't aware of Johnny Sack's passing or what, but they were celebrating someone else's death, or holding a whatever for someone's death, not Johnny's.
Mm-hmm. For Jerry, I think.
Yeah. And he died. Thankfully for him, he had his family around him,
mm-hmm.
but nobody else. And he's been in jail for God knows how long now at this point, because it feels like we got a big time jump, but he was basically alone.
Yeah. Yep. I was curious how you got. I was just going to ask in general how it worked for you logistically. Would you guys think of the time jump? Because I felt I felt personally, we jumped into this, and I know we've been gone for a week, but I was like, yo, what am I forgetting? Because there was a lot that happened between the last episode and this episode.
Yeah.
Did you guys like it? Did it work for you?
I think it still worked. It didn't like stray too far from where we were, I feel like. Because the last thing we saw was Bobby doing the hit.
Yep.
Although I'm curious if we're going to revisit any of that. But yeah, I think the time jump made sense. And sorry, I was looking at my phone because it was bothering me that we saw that guy with Christopher in the diner. And I remember that he was in Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah.
And their last name is Cleaver in the movie.
Oh,
Cleaver,
that's
so it's
mad funny. Oh, that is
Ward
funny.
Cleaver, I think.
Yeah,
He's the dad. So I was like, okay, yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Sorry.
Shoot him
HD
again.
brain.
Yeah, I don't mind time jumps as long as they're justified. And I think for this season specifically, having it being split makes sense. But obviously, you have to pay attention to a lot of the information that gets thrown at you. And you have to be like, wait, okay, so this happened in 6A. Okay, so I think it's fine. And I think it's going to be effective in how they're going to close the story. Because what is happening, because what specifically happened in this episode, I don't even know what to feel anymore with this season.
We have how many left? We have those 14?
7. I think we have 7 episodes left.
Yep. Just about 7 or 8, yeah.
It's going to be...
Yeah. Like some things were confusing, like in the dinner, like Meadow talking about Finn and whatever.
Yeah.
And them talking about her bringing a date to something. I was like confused.
So here's my... I want to be fair because I know that everybody loves Sopranos and I also love it and all that, but there are critiques that I have. I don't love that this time jump happened like 2 episodes into 6B. Like if you're gonna have that significant of a time jump, I think it should just be between the season break. And we did have one, but then we literally immediately get another one that's very significant. So that for me, I would have potentially done that differently. I don't know exactly how, but that threw me off for a little bit. The other piece of this just felt like, and I don't want to come across as like, hating on the show or anything like that, because that's not my intention. But like, we talk a lot about how Sopranos kind of paved the way for a lot more like cinematic TV, right? Gone are the days of, network television and all that stuff. But, it just felt like parts of this episode, specifically the Finn piece, that were just like, all right, yeah, we're writing out Finn. Just felt very much like this is the network. Like, we can't get this person back, so we're just gonna, we're gonna roll with it.
Right.
So it's just little things like that, and I'm absolutely nitpicking. I know that. I 100% know that. But those were little things for me, execution wise, that I was like, But the overall themes of the episode and in general, what we got out of it to set up what comes next, I think was super effective. So I don't have any, from a storytelling perspective, I don't really have any critiques. I thought it was still very well written.
I do think we misunderstood the little Finn thing or whatever. I don't think he's gone, but I was confused.
No, I think he's gone.
I don't think so.
Why?
She mentioned something about him being in whatever school doing something. So
no, she was talking about somebody else.
They were talking about Finn.
No, they were talking about, she goes, her mom or her dad says, what about the guy in your blah, 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 blah? And she's like, oh, please, no, he's focused on X, Y, and Z. So they were talking about a different guy who wasn't Finn. Oh. Because if you remember, AJ had asked her, are you bringing a date to the thing? And then she said, don't want to talk about Finn. And then they were like, well, what about the guy in X, Y, and Z?
Okay.
So they essentially were like, Finn is dead. Like in that scene. That's what I got from it. But please correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys see differently.
Yeah, I'll go back after this and look.
Confirm it.
Yeah, if I'm wrong,
hands up. Fun fact I was told by one of my coworkers is that 6B was meant to be season 7.
Oh,
but they didn't. They made it 6B and kept it part of season 6 so that they wouldn't have to give the actors a raise.
Oh my god.
Apparently, that's just how it works.
I think I saw a comment on one of our episodes.
Yeah, because if they
stating
did,
that
the budget would have gone through the roof. I think if they declared it season 7 and then
makes a ton of sense. Yeah.
That's budgeting right there.
Yep,
that's production budget.
Yeah, if I'm just gonna say that, I'll wait till the end of the season to make my final dissertation. But the way that this is coming up, based on that, again, I hate to be the person to critique, but feels like you could have just made a longer season 6, not with 21 episodes, or maybe like 16.
Similar thing happened with Breaking Bad, though, apparently. So yeah.
Oh really?
It happens to a lot of shows that get really popular
Hmm.
because like they just get super expensive to
Yeah,
make.
yeah. Oh,
I mean, look at the
that I'm
final
sure.
season of Stranger Things. How
Yeah,
long?
because
it's
you gotta
taken.
like market it, make a new marketing strategy for a new season and all this stuff, whatever. And
Yeah.
makes sense.
That's the tough thing of television. I understand the challenges. Yeah, for sure.
I want to touch on the very emotional scene of Tony and Dr. Melfi. I don't recall a moment where I've seen Tony break down like that with Dr. Melfi.
Not in a while, at least.
Not in a while. It's been a while we've seen that.
Yeah.
This man was so vulnerable. Blah, blah, blah. He's just so open in that scene.
Yeah.
And
Crying and everything.
Crying. I was very immersed and I just really felt for him.
Can you guys
kind of made me completely disregard everything that he went through in that moment.
You guys explain something a little more to me because I don't know if I got it right. Was he saying that his mentor was Christopher's dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that right there gives us more insight into why his relationship with Christopher matters so much and why he cares so much and holds Christopher to such a high standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something that she asks him at the end. She had said, you know, I don't want to invalidate your feelings, but is there a chance that you're kind of reading into this? And then he said something like, I understand the subconscious too much now.
After being.
Yeah. And essentially, I think he's saying, like, I know now deep down what these feelings are. Like, I know you're trying to push me in a certain direction and ask the questions. I thought in that moment, you know, he has had so many of these moments with Melfi where he goes, I've been here for years. You still can't cure me. You still can't blah, 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 blah. This was different.
Yeah.
This was, I've been here for years and I've learned
from you
about myself what my subconscious is actually feeling. And I thought that actually signified a level of growth that we maybe have not seen previously. So I thought that was important, but I agree with you. Like that level of emotion for him was insane, and it's just stark contrast compared to how he talks about AJ.
Oh,
that was the thing I was in the back of my head.
I thought he was referring to Christopher when he was talking about the subconscious because it's
No,
like,
he
okay.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, because of the things that Christopher put in the movie is like subconsciously referring to Tony. So that's what I was thinking.
Oh, that potentially, yeah.
So
it could mean that.
So I think how I interpreted it was that he was saying like, "Oh, I understand how the subconscious works now, so I know exactly what he was doing." That's why I feel this way.
That's a good call. That might be the right way to look at that. Yeah, that's a really good call. Yeah, saying that Christopher is subconsciously putting these themes in there because that's how he actually feels about Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's probably right. Actually,
that's how I perceived it, but it could be both ways.
No, I think you swayed how I look at it. That's right. I think that is right.
I think that is right too.
But
still shows his growth of like understanding how people work in general, because a lot of times he comes in here and just chalks it up to like, I can't believe these people. I do X, Y, and Z for them and they're blah, blah, blah. But now he's like wow, he put that on screen because he thinks that I'm a bully and he hates me.
Right. And he's putting the puzzle pieces together now and finally able to like identify.
Wasn't much of a puzzle if you really read into the things that happened before, Tony. But I'm glad that you're,
it only took you years of therapy.
Exactly. Hey, it's never too late. It's never
and your
too late.
wife having to spell it out for you.
Yes.
Yeah. But I do think that it's going to be detrimental to their relationship, the whole movie thing, and even though that embrace at the end, like Tony looked at him with love and whatever, but I don't know. I just feel like it's going to go to shit.
Yeah.
It's still. So
I just feel so uneasy.
Yeah.
I feel so uneasy.
Yeah. It's so interesting because I just think what we know about Tony Soprano is that for him, there is no such thing as unconditional love. Like, even the people he loves the most, there's always a transaction. It's always transactional. He wants something in return. And I think he's coming to grips a little bit with how he's acted in those relationships and why those relationships have ended up the way they have. Yeah.
Agreed.
My gosh.
On to the next one.
On to the next one. I'm actually really scared now. In a very good way.
Bro, it's fine. We're gonna get to the next episode. They're gonna time jump 5 years. Tony's gonna be an old man. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. And where is Uncle Junior?
That is a good question.
That is a question I have.
Uncle Junior's on Mars right now.
Yeah. How is this man?
Poor guy.
Because that's a question I have. But with that being said, y'all, first off, apologies for my coughing. I shall be better. But hope you guys have a beautiful day. We love you guys, and thank you so much for watching and listening to this reaction, and see you soon for more Tony Tuesday. Stay beautiful, y'all.
See ya.